live.
Hello, and welcome back to You Heard It Here, ... eventually,
No pauses, no breaks. Full throttle.
ever again. No pauses or breaks ever again. Not in the words, but, in the pod, maybe. Who knows? Let's see. This week, we got basically the Game Awards. It's been a while between the last recording and this one, which... The first recording in 2024.
We're starting new.
We have some great ideas for how to keep ourselves on track.
It involves
Also,
the
it
whipping.
helps that I'm super motivated because I've been getting yelled at about needing to be more involved in planning my own wedding. So
There you go.
I'm changing my mentality for the one I love, and it's just going to filter over into Karina because obviously I'm talking about fans.
Yeah, clearly.
So it's mostly going to be the Game Awards this week. I do want to touch on one other thing before we do, just because I'll forget. And because I think 2 ago, this podcast literally just went up today. Live piece, one piece live action, where we talked at length about it. We hadn't seen the first season arcs, like whatever the live piece adapted. I'm just gonna keep calling it live piece because I like that. So we said a bunch of things that, or at least I made a bunch of assumptions or thought I remember things and I was wrong. So just to clear a couple of them that were, I feel like, egregious. One of them, in the scene with Nami, when he puts the hat on her head, he does say, "Of course I will," and puts his arms in the air, but he only says it one time.
And in live action, he does it, a couple times.
And he does it 3 times. Yeah. 3 times in a row. Of course I will. Of course I will. Of course I will. Okay, we get it. It's not like one of those... It's not like a Kamehameha that's getting launched and you see it from 3 different angles and it's like, holy shit, badass.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, of course I will, In the anime and the manga, the whole town does know. I confirm this because I thought this and you thought I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The whole town does know that Nami is just doing this for them.
Oh, okay.
And they're just putting on airs so that if she ever did want to run away, she wouldn't feel guilty about them all dying as a result of it.
Gotcha.
There's a lot more to the fight with Arlong, and I really wish they would have put this in. But Luffy is submerged in the ocean, and they literally bring his head up onto land and start giving him CPR for 30 minutes.
Yeah, Sanji tries to get him out,
Yeah, Sanji has to fight the dude in the water to get him out. It would have been really tough to show. I know it would have been really
underwater
tough to show,
combat would be weird.
They're going to have to get there eventually, but, whatever. I mean, the actor strike is over. I'm sure they're going to work on season 2.
Yeah, I think they already said it's actively being
in
worked
development,
on again.
right?
Yeah.
And then one of the other things is, I think this was in the dub that I had watched, where Zoro's teacher was upset at
Wait, your casual watch is dubbed?
No.
Oh.
No, it's subbed. But I remember when I first watched One Piece, I was watching dubbed.
Gotcha.
I wasn't an anime fanboy at the time.
Gotcha.
I had watched Yu Yu Hakusho dubbed, Dragon Ball Z dubbed.
All the good ones.
And then One Piece was the next one. And Naruto also. And I was thinking to myself, Naruto and Luffy, man, their voice actors in English suck.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was what really transferred me over to sub, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Was having the better voice actors.
Speaking of tangent time, I've been watching, listen, it's a gender neutral show. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy. It's not only for women, it's a great show. And Naruto's voice actress is in it. In live action. Really? Yeah. Just as a lab tech. You just see her in some scenes, but I'm just waiting for her to say believe it.
Dude, oh my god, I wish that she would. Holy shit, dude. Could you imagine if somehow in her contract it was always worked in that she would say that at least once?
Yeah.
Even if she had no other line, she was a background actress, something goes on big on the screen, on main screen, you just in the background.
They're like, holy shit, it's a tumor. Believe it.
Believe it. She becomes into a dream sequence. Believe it. That'd be so awesome.
I will. Yeah. We will do a listen. Not this time. I'm only on season 3. I will do a whole Grey's Anatomy segment. I'll do a whole convince me.
That's fine. I gotta convince me locked and loaded with Shangri-La Frontier, so we can battle it out for the convince me's. But I don't want it to eat up too much time because we got to do the Game Awards and we have a time limit on recording this one. We're going to have a nice short part for people finally, even though we always say that we end up going 2 hours. But the last one that I I remember kind of commenting on like Zoro. The master hated Zoro because he thought that his daughter died as a result of Zoro. Totally wrong. I think that was in the dub. I feel like when he was going to the funeral as a kid, some of the adults were talking about it in English. And then, but in Japanese, not at all. Like I think that the thing is that she still like slipped and fell and
No,
hit her
in the
head.
dub, it's fucked up. It's like these kids like bully her and kill her. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and in the sub, it's that she slips and falls and hits her head,
Which is
and she dies, which is
and
more
that's what I'm
believable
like.
than I think what
So
happens in the manga.
like I just don't get. Or I get it's to some extent like okay, like we're 4 kids, we need to change shit to make it not as violent, I guess. But like she got bullied and killed is way worse than she fell down the stairs.
Yeah, like
So-
she was straight up murdered, or
Yeah.
she died by hitting her head, which is
Yeah.
an accident that could happen, right? Like,
But yeah, going back
So-
to subs and dubs, we'll also in a future episode be talking about that because I am rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh, and let me tell you, it's bad. But that's all. That's all I'm gonna say on the thing for now.
I know for a fact the Convince Me of Shangri-La will be in the first episode of 2024, and this conversation about Yu-Gi-Oh will be.
Yeah.
Because for sure you finish Duelist Kingdom by then, and that's basically the one that we really have to talk about.
Duelist Kingdom is probably like it's not even bad. It's the fact if I didn't know Yu-Gi-Oh, it'd be fine. The fact that I know Yu-Gi-Oh and I know the rules, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
How are they just doing shit?
Duelist Kingdom subscribes to the theory of what rules.
Yeah.
Like, rules come in 60 episodes into the anime. That's when rules enter into the
Like
equation.
Yugi summoned a monster and destroyed his own spell card by it just attacking it. How? I don't know. And somehow that spell card was affecting the world. So it destroyed the
field
waves.
power bonus.
Crazy.
Yeah. That one's wild. And not only that, but he summons the moon, and then somehow a monster can just reach up and destroy the moon.
Yeah.
Like with one attack. The moon is in space, right? Would it not be in space? If
No,
the
it's
moon
on the
was
field.
close enough to the monster to affect it, then I think that it would suck everything off of the planet, like whatever. But anyway, that's what I want to
for
talk
next
about. Yeah,
time.
we got a couple of things wrong. I rewatched it and I'm all the way up past Little Garden. I'm almost all the way to Alabasta. So I'll be ready. I might just pause on that and then
Yeah, and then
rewatch
just watch
it
it every
when the
time
live
the
action
live
season
action,
2 comes
yeah.
out.
That'd be a good
Because
idea.
it's just good enough to know. Like I'll remember that stuff now. I
Yeah.
remember all the Yu-Gi-Oh shit.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to
Are
the
we
game. Where
doing-
we don't have
okay,
a big titty. Well,
Or are we not doing this and this and
We just don't have
this?
time.
Okay, no, we don't have
don't
to.
have time.
Okay. No, we can go straight
feel
into the
like
Game
we-
Awards. I don't care.
yeah, no, let's just do the Game Awards. There's a bunch of stuff on our agenda that we're gonna push out because, like I said, if we had recorded an episode a week or like every 2 weeks,
We would have
we
talked
gotta
about it.
finalize our schedule that we can actually have doable.
We can talk about this one and it like actually finishes.
Yeah. That one, we're highlighting stuff
Yeah,
that
on our-
even people that are watching YouTube can't see, just for all the listeners out there on Spotify and other formats.
Would you
Yeah, so
rather do
yeah.
awards first or announcements first? Both of our
Let's
titties
do-
are in the announcements, so
Yeah, let's do awards first.
okay.
Let's do
Oh.
awards first. But yeah, so the big titty, it's not gonna be like, hey, here's the big titty of the week. It's like the
When we get
announcement's
to it,
gonna
yeah.
come up in the list, and we're gonna be like, that's my big titty.
So I found a list. I think this is everything. I'm gonna go from bottom up because the top is the game of the year, and I feel like we should save that for last, even though everyone
That's
already
what we
knows
did
the winner.
last time.
Yeah.
That's what we did last. Everyone knows the winner. Yeah. Well, the game
So
that swept.
speaking of sweeping, player's voice, which I don't really know. I guess is this purely fan voted?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I think we were
'Cause
talking about
I
that.
imagine
don't
that for like
understand.
actual awards, it's probably something akin to the streamer awards where it's like part vote, part panel. For player's
Yeah.
voice, I'd imagine it's purely fan vote.
I think that when Jeff Keighley announced it, he said player's voice. This is the one voted on like entirely by fans. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
So yeah, the nominees for that were Cyberpunk 2077, specifically the DLC Phantom Liberty, Genshin, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Legends of the Tears of the Kingdom, and the winner Baldur's Gate 3. That one I think is completely fair. Like, I personally wanted to see Spider-Man win an award, but I feel
it's
like
tough when it's all fans.
Yeah.
Because that's a system exclusive, and
Yeah.
technically so is BG3. But I mean, most gamers have like consoles for exclusives and then gaming PCs. So
Yeah. Best all these esports one. I'm just gonna say the winner because we don't really have much to say. Best
I don't
best
know the rest.
esports event was Worlds for League 2023. Best esports coach was Christine Potter, or Christine Potter is the gamer word, I imagine, or the gamer name. Um, best esports team, JD Gaming for League. Best esports athlete was Faker for League. Best esports game was Valorant, which shouts out.
It's funny, League of Legends across the board, and then Valorant
Yeah.
is the game that everyone loves.
Content creator of the year. I'm gonna be honest. I've heard of most of these people. I've not watched any of them unless they've been in other things that I've.
Yeah,
But
I gotta
it
get
was,
more on top of these things.
but
Like
it
if these
was.
people are nominated, they must be big.
So Iron Mouse was the winner. She's a VTuber.
Mhm. That one I actually had heard of. That
Yeah.
one I knew her.
Yeah.
She was the only name on the list I think I actually knew.
People make games. I'm sorry, you're more famous than me. I've never heard of this person. Quackity I've heard of, big in like the Minecraft community. Spreen, I'm sorry, I've never heard of you. And then Cypher PK, I'm pretty sure is like a Fortnite gamer. So yeah.
Cypher. I've seen Cypher. I think he played Among Us for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, him and Iron Mouse were the only really two that I knew.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I wasn't gonna apologize, but yeah, apologies for not knowing who you are. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I was a little surprised not to hear of. I guess because like I'm in my own sphere, and I feel like my like sphere of people that I watch are very popular. But I guess that there are just more people that like, yeah, aren't in my sphere. But
well, this one it's best, right?
It's just content creator of the year.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, who knows what criteria goes into that? It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's like, are
necessarily
they
mean the
doing
most
events? Are they doing
followers,
just streams? Yeah.
Is it the biggest growth? Like how much factors in and what kind of weighting is given to each thing? Who knows?
Yeah.
Right. That one's probably not even voted on at all. Maybe
Yeah.
that's voted on a little bit, but I feel like that's going to be a lot of other like multifaceted.
Yeah.
Different factors. Yeah.
So then we got most anticipated game. We have Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is Yakuza 8. Star Wars Outlaws, and the Tekken 8, and then the winner, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I don't think I was surprised at all. I honestly forgot Star Wars Outlaws was a game that was coming.
Same, and
So,
I
of
think you
course
were
it's not
excited
most
for it when we
anticipated.
recorded
I was
it.
really excited.
Yeah.
I am really excited. Now that they reminded me the game is coming, I am really excited again. But like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna beat the remake of the most famous Final Fantasy of all time, and the first part of the remake was really popular and well received. Like, you're not
Yeah.
gonna beat part two.
Well, the only reason I was gonna say maybe it wouldn't win is because like even when I was talking to some people about this game, they were like, they're not too big on Final Fantasy, but they were like, I hope this one doesn't end and it's a cliffhanger for the next game. And I was like, that's already announced. We already know we're getting a third.
Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah.
maybe in that regard, people would be like, I don't really care. Like, not that they don't care about it, but more so just like, well, one, it's 2 discs, which is crazy for PS5. It's gonna be a fucking huge game. But then 2, it's also like this is gonna probably resolve nothing. Sure, we're gonna figure out whatever the like timeline we're in with the Zach. I think it'd be. Hear me out. I think I have a great idea for this game. Hour into the game, Cloud fucking dies. All the footage we've seen of him is from the first hour in the game. The rest of the game he plays Zach in a new timeline.
That would be hilarious. I mean, I would not be opposed to it.
Yeah,
I don't care what
because we
direction they
know.
go. I really. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm not positive. I think we know that shit is for sure changing, because I want to say when you first meet
stuff did change.
Yeah, already, but like
Stuff did
even
change,
more
obviously.
so. Yeah, because Zach's back. But like even more so because I want to say when you first meet Sid, I could be wrong. I want to say it's disc 2, and he was introducing himself to Aerith in the trailer, and she dies at the end of disc 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she lives past that moment, or I'm misremembering when you first meet Sid.
Well,
so,
I'm
I don't know.
pretty convinced that Aerith doesn't die.
Yeah.
I think that there's I guess like, I don't know, like 60-40 that they will kill somebody, but I don't think it's gonna be Aerith. I think
if it's Zach again, I'm gonna be upset. Like he lived.
Yeah.
To,
I was actually. Yeah, go ahead.
No, like he was so big that he lived. Just to kill him off again would, I don't know, be kind of lazy. Oh,
I said that exact thing
to
my friends this morning. We were talking about this actually.
Unless it's like a Final Destination, it's like you can't cheat death no matter which multiverse you're in type like mentality. Then I guess it's like whatever, but I think it's kind of lazy to just kill him off again.
Yeah, I mean the cheat death is really more so if you were meant to die in that reality.
Yeah,
Like then wouldn't Jesse have to also suffer the same fate? Not Jesse,
Biggs, Wedge, whichever one.
Wedge.
Yeah,
Wouldn't they also have to suffer the same fate? I mean,
yeah,
so
and maybe they
uh
will. I don't know.
I honestly think based on the trailers we've seen that the person most at risk is Tifa.
I
I think
know
they might I think that they might
that
kill
would
her, but I
crazy.
really think people would be so pissed.
Yeah,
I mean, if they kill anyone, people are going to be pissed. Especially if they kill Aerith now that they've said things are changing and it's like, JK, Aerith's dead.
yeah. We
But
need to like play this shit day one because I feel like that's probably gonna be one of the biggest things. You don't care about spoilers, but like that's gonna be one of the biggest things online for a week after it comes out that is
yeah,
gonna be hard to avoid.
for sure. I'll do my best. Maybe I'll take that week off of work or
I
whatever.
think so. It comes out on a Thursday. I think I'm going to work normal on the Thursday and then just take Friday off and then just go ham that whole weekend.
Mm. I can see that. I can see myself doing that.
Unless I
And
just
I
take
did
off
like the
Thursday,
first
Friday.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't play the DLC. I feel like I could just watch the DLC at this point.
Watch it. You should at least watch it, I will say. I think it's
Yeah.
fun. It's funny shit because you get to play as Yuffie and she has fun gameplay. But
You've uploaded it, right?
yeah.
Have you uploaded it?
Yeah.
Okay, you have uploaded it. All right. I'm gonna watch your DLC of it.
Yeah, I think it was only 2 streams. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not long. It's not long. It's just I don't want if to go back to it now it'll get me like all fucked up like
Yeah.
controls and stuff. I'll look like an idiot because I really should just play the other game again or the main game.
But yeah, I could have seen anything besides Star Wars and Tekken 8 winning most anticipated game. I really wanted Yakuza to win because Yakuza is finally getting popular in the West, and I just want to show it some love.
Yeah, I honestly think that give it like the next game, it might actually win. Now that it's been announced in TGA, now that the trailers have been shown to Western audiences and people get hyped for it, I really think as more and more people get into it, it could dominate. I don't know if it would have.
I don't know if it would ever beat a Final Fantasy.
Power to be like let's say the next one's going up against Part 3. There's just no fucking way. You're not going to beat the conclusion of this remake story, especially with what happens in 2.
Mm-hmm.
If a ton of stuff is different, people are gonna be like, 3 is anyone's guess. We have to see what happens with the story.
Because like the thing is they're not they didn't even finish disc 1 in game 1, so who knows where they're gonna get to disc 2. And they're definitely not like the story is completely changed at this point. There's no way they're adapting all the way up to disc 3 because there's just not enough room in one more game for that. I feel like unless 2's long as shit and they go all the way through 1, all the way through 2. Then again, disc 3 is just the final dungeon, so I guess maybe it's possible, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that being on 2 discs for PS5 is like lack of efficiency, to be honest, too.
But
How
is
can
it
you not fit it all on one disc?
Is it like how old discs work, where you get to a certain point, you put in disc 2, or is it like this is your install disc and this is your game disc? Because I've seen games do that before.
Having an install disc is just stupid, though. Why wouldn't they just have a download online that activates when you put in one disc? So it's got to be the former, where it's like you're done with disc 1, you put in disc 2.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Holy shit! I haven't seen this in
15
years.
Yeah, PS1, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember if PS2 ever had a game that did it. I feel like it probably did.
Yeah.
We'd have to look that up. But anyway, let's
next best multiplayer game, which I didn't have too big of a stake in this. We had Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then the winner, Baldur's Gate 3 again. I don't think of Super Mario Super Mario Bros. Wonder is multiplayer, but I feel like multiplayer and co-op are a little different to me.
Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is also co-op.
Oh, well, never mind. I'll go fuck myself.
It's basically like you have a party and you can control them yourself, or other people can control like an individual person. So you can have like 4 people playing the party, like playing the campaign together.
Gotcha.
But it's like it's going story driven, everyone experiencing this stuff together versus we're just playing the side scroller Mario of this console generation.
Yeah.
So
the next 4 are probably also going to be a little speed lightning round. Best sports racing game, we have the Crew Motorfest, EA Sports FC24, F123, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the winner, Forza Motorsport, which I was surprised about because I don't play Forza, but I've heard from a couple friends that the new one was not good, especially compared to the old one, so I was a little surprised about that.
It is quite an existing franchise, though, compared to like Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Which I would have rather have seen one. I haven't played any of them, but Hot Wheels being a contender Just
That's
sounds
so
amazing.
funny. Best sim/strategy game: Advanced War 1+2 Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and the winner Pikmin 4. Which I didn't know that was a sim strategy game. I thought Pikmin you're just like going around collecting shit.
No, it is strategy. The fights and stuff. You have to throw certain Pikmin at certain things. There's puzzle aspects to it, so I see that. I wouldn't necessarily think to myself, oh, Pikmin, there's a puzzle game, right?
Yeah,
But it's in the category, I can see how it would warrant a nomination.
yeah. Best family game: Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and the winner Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I think that's fair. Wonder was a good game.
Yeah.
Um, Best fighting game: God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and the winner Street Fighter 6, which makes sense. I was a
No
little surprised to
surprise.
see Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2 get a nomination because I'm pretty sure like it came out the week nominations came out.
Yeah, and I like that they include it. Like, so it's not just
I
like
feel
the
like there was
straight
another game that
combo
I feel
arcade
like
fighter.
should have gotten something that came out that week that didn't that I was pissed about, but I can't remember offhand. Um, Best RPG: Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, Starfield, and the winner Baldur's Gate 3.
Notice a theme.
Would have loved to see some Final Fantasy 16 representation in there, but whatever. Um, Now this is the first one where we got beef. Best action adventure game. The nominees were Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor, and the winner, Tears of the Kingdom. Which I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a basic bitch, but I like Spider-Man. I think the combat
Yeah,
was funny shit. When we're talking action adventure, right? Like, yeah, the adventure in Zelda was better, but the action was better in Marvel Spider-Man 2. So it's like, where do you make that distinction?
yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I'm just a little upset because it's a first party title from Nintendo running on a Nintendo console, and like once you were building up Lookout Landing, the game had slowdown.
Yeah,
Like just like like the other issues they've had with other games recently that are first party. Like, yeah, I get that the hardware is weak, but I hate seeing the nomination and it's like a really petty reason, but like it's a game that's for a system that it doesn't run perfectly on
hmm
compared to a game like Spider-Man 2 or even like others from the list where they're great, they're just as great. They have amazing action. I don't know. I mean, obviously also fanboy
I will
for
say also,
Spider-Man,
yeah,
but
like I am glad it didn't get a Game of the Year nomination because I don't
yeah.
think it deserved that at all. I think it was a great game. I loved pretty much my entire experience with the game, but at the end of the day, it was Breath of the Wild 2. It wasn't its own thing, and Breath of the Wild already won. So
Yeah. And it was also just so ginormous
yeah,
that it's almost like it was so big it was almost a detractor
yeah.
because it was just so much like travel and exploration and like random BS.
Like I went
I don't
probably
know.
like 4 streams without doing any progress in the game, and
Yeah,
we streamed for like 4 hours sometimes at a time. So it was a little
you
crazy.
would have to. I think 40 hours of that game is just like uncovering everything in the map, like
Yeah,
getting all the regions above ground, going through like the Sky Highlands that have nothing on them,
yeah,
and then underground, just holy hell,
yeah.
just holy hell.
Um, Another lightning round seems like we're getting into. Actually, not yet. Maybe. Best action game: Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2, and the winner, Armor Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Makes sense. Souls game.
So it makes sense, and I know a lot of people were upset that it didn't get Game of the Year nomination.
Oh, really?
So it feels almost like this was like a yeah, here you go. Here's your winner.
Yeah.
Here's the win. But this was also announced lightning round style, so no one from that team got up to talk
Mm,
either. So,
yeah. Um. Then we got
but I
best.
have no beef with it. It
Oh,
was
okay.
apparently a really good game. It's just not my
Yeah. Like
Mecca.
I like, or is it? It's Mecha, but also Souls like, right? Or is it not Souls like at all?
I don't know if it's Souls like or not. I don't think it was that hard.
I
Maybe
thought it was
like you could
hard.
make it that difficult. I know that you could do a bunch of different builds and it would impact if you could even succeed in missions and stuff. But
Mm.
I only saw a little bit of gameplay of it. It didn't look like it was that strategy and like timing intensive, but I don't know.
Yeah. Best VR AR game nominees were Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, which I think is Horizon that universe.
Yeah, it is.
Synapse, and the winner Resident Evil Village. Cool, I guess. Best mobile game nominees were Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is like that, like a chibi game that has like all of the Final Fantasy OG universe on mobile basically, and I think it's on Steam now. Like it has Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, Original 7, and it's just like all like chibi turn-based combat. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Monster Hunter Now, Terra Nil, and then the winner Honkai Star Rail. Shouts out. I got into that game for a little bit. I haven't played it in a while.
I mean, no surprise there. That's got to be the most detailed, most involved.
Yeah.
It also has a PC release. I mean, how are you going to beat that?
Best debut indie game, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, Viewfinder, and the winner Cocoon. Best independent game.
You know what was crazy about that one? Sorry.
No, it's fine.
In the beginning, Jeff Keighley specifically calls out that like Pizza Tower's team is there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they even knew that this was all lightning round stuff, and they probably got a trophy, but they weren't going to be able to get on stage. And
no, Pizza Tower didn't win.
No, it didn't win, but the team was there. Like if they did win, it wouldn't have mattered because they wouldn't get on stage. That
oh yeah, I think you get a trophy no matter what.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like it's nice to be there in person. Now also just to get invited.
But yeah, I wonder if like the teams know when like on the invite it's like your category is a lightning round thing.
Yeah, because imagine they like write this whole speech or like they have people they want to thank and they have no chance to do it. But I mean they'll just do it on social media, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, it's not. It would be nice to be able to do it during the live event.
Yeah.
You know.
It was like name a fucking dev from Pizza Tower. I don't know. I wouldn't see his post.
I saw them. Media. I saw two of them sitting in the audience, but I have no idea what their names were.
Yeah. Best independent game: Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Viewfinder, and the winner Sea of Stars. I've heard Dave the Diver is great. I haven't played it myself.
That is like the only one whose name I even heard.
Yeah.
I'm not big on indie titles and stuff. I really should get more into them.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time I have is just so limited that I can only play the big games that get announced. You know, like that get super hyped. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
I see this one I'm confused about with Player's Voice. Best community support. Is that like devs talking to the community type thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The way that I viewed that is like interaction with your community, like feedback, taking feedback, replying to it, things like that.
Okay, then I think all of these nominees make sense except the winner. But yeah, so nominees were Cyberpunk 2077, which makes sense. They had a terrible launch. Destiny 2, I'm pretty sure people complain about that game all the time. Final Fantasy 14, they just always have like updates and shit. They always have their fan live letter, whatever. And then No Man's Sky obviously had a terrible launch. And then the winner was Baldur's Gate 3, which I didn't like. The game was just good. I mean, like I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it as a
but it's not. So this isn't necessarily like only taking feedback when your game is shit. This is like interaction with your fan base and your players. And Baldur's Gate 3 was in like the was in like the alpha, open alpha, or like open beta stuff. Almost like, you know how like Fortnite was in whatever phase it was for the first 7 seasons or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate 3 was like that. People were playing the game while it was unfinished, and they would get to a point where it was just like, hey, there's fog here, you can't go any further. If you go in here, you fight some boss that kills you, one-shots you or something.
Gotcha.
So they did a lot of that stuff. They took a lot of feedback, so people would play the game, multiple characters, and it would be changed based on feedback from...
Okay, then I think that makes sense.
It was basically like crowdsourcing how to make your game the best game ever, which was fantastic, obviously, because look at what happened. Look at the end result.
And now another one that we got beef with. Best ongoing game. And I don't know what I think should have won. I just don't think this
is my most beef. This is my most beef of the whole night for sure.
Yeah. So nominees were Apex Legends, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and the winner Cyberpunk 2077. And I just don't think when I think Cyberpunk 2077, cool, you got a DLC. You had some patch updates. Yeah, you had one major DLC.
One DLC.
Like,
continue.
I just don't consider that to me an ongoing game. Same as like I don't consider Final Fantasy 16 has a DLC out right now. It has an upcoming DLC. I don't consider that ongoing.
Yeah, it's because it's not. It basically means like continual updates,
Yeah.
which
Like, listen,
yeah,
and
they
all,
continually updated it.
yeah, but not
They
like
had to.
content. Yeah, if it was good on launch, there wouldn't be this many updates.
They continually fixed it.
Yeah,
So it wasn't ongoing. It was like they literally recently, with the most recent patch, got to the point where they had promised people the game would be at launch.
Yeah.
Like years later. And they've already said that the next update, I don't think it was this past one. I think there's one more coming, but I could be wrong about that. It could have been the last one. Is the last major update that the game is going to get, because the entire team, like 95% of the team, is being split between the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 4.
Yeah.
So how is it ongoing? They already announced that there's no more ongoing part of it. And it's compared to 4 other games that have, of course, ongoing support, that have seasons
Yeah.
that continue on like permanently, have no end in sight, and this game literally is ending. It's just done.
I think the nomination is crazy, and I think winning is just absolutely crazy. Like,
I think the
obviously,
nomination alone is an insult, I think, to the rest of the other games.
Yeah. Like, I'm a Fortnite gamer. I know you're not, but like, their numbers recently are fucking insane.
I respect how much work they've put into the game, and I mean, they are constantly adding different aspects of the game.
Literally this
Like
week we have a Minecraft
thing.
Lego mode, we have a racing mode, we have a Guitar Hero mode. Like, it's
They had Eminem as a concert in the fucking game. Like, they're making it almost like its own social media platform.
I am a little scared that it's gonna be the next Roblox, because I don't want to be seen as someone who plays Roblox.
It does look like it's going that direction. I didn't know which example to use, but Roblox is perfect.
Yeah.
It does seem like they're trying to make it almost like, you remember the game Second Life?
Yeah.
It seems like they're trying to make it Second Life. It's they're trying to get to the point where it's The Sims, and then you can just go into different doors and you can play like the Battle Royale, or you can play like the racing part, or you can play like Minecraft. And like you're just in a VR. Like when they switch to VR, that's what it'll be. 100%.
Yeah. There was a teacher at my college. I never took this class. He was for Geology 101. Any student that played Second Life and did like some proof got extra credit in that class.
I like it.
Yeah.
I did game design classes and I didn't get that offer, which is wild. I got if you presented a game's mod mode, you would get bonus points, and some kids showed like StarCraft 2 building out a level and stuff. That's the only person that did anything.
But yeah, I don't know. Like Fortnite I think yesterday when all of these new modes launched, 7 million concurrent players. That's crazy. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like that should have won. Or even like I don't know about the other ones. I haven't played Genshin in a while. I haven't played 14 in a while. I haven't played Apex in a long time, but I don't know. I think Fortnite should have won that.
They get constant updates though. I mean, to be honest, Fortnites are the biggest. They're the ones that are the most newsworthy. So I expected Fortnite to win, like hands down. But then when I saw Cyberpunk was in there, I was like, holy shit. The only reason they would include that game is if it's going to win.
Yeah.
And then it did. And I was upset. I was basically crying the rest of the night. So upset.
Hang on, I need to see if I can. Everyone just heard my Discord. That doesn't sound.
Oh, I didn't.
No, I know you didn't, but people listening. Hang on, talk. Okay, I think I muted the sound, but I didn't mute you. Let's try that.
There we go. You could just open up Streamlabs. It shouldn't take over your camera, and then it should put you in streamer mode. Or if you go into Discord settings manually.
Well, I have OBS open, so I don't know if whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I know I disabled streamer mode because it drops down. It says like, "Hey, streamer mode's enabled," and then our cameras go down, and then our template doesn't match up.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay, but I did fix it. Let's go. All right, it's somewhat new lightning round. Games for Impact, which I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard of a single one of these games. Nominees were A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sennaar, Goodbye Volcano High, Terra Nil, Venba, and the winner Tachia.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Innovation and accessibility. Accessibility is always Pog. Nominees were Diablo 4, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, and the winner Forza Motorsport. I imagine just because like they have so many different controller supports with, like you can probably plug anything into there and play Forza.
Yeah, and I mean like Spider-Man was only really nominated for the segments where you played as the deaf love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
More so than otherwise.
No,
like,
but I think it's also
Sony released that controller.
No, but yeah, but it's also like the stuff in game, like being able to change your font color to colorblind type colors. It's stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah. The accessibility, what we call accessibility settings,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Best performance, which I've actually played a decent bit of these games. Ben Starr for Clive in Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan or whatever you pronounce that for Cal Kestis in Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba for Solomon Reed in the new Cyberpunk DLC, Melanie Liburd for Saga Anderson in Alan Wake 2, Yuri Lowenthal for Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2, and then the winner Neil Newbin for Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, and everyone kind of saw this one coming.
Yeah, I've
He's
heard
like
he's great.
the most hyped character in the whole game.
If he wasn't nominated, I would have said should have gone to either Yuri Lowenthal or Ben Starr did fucking great as Clive.
As Clive, yeah.
Like when he screams, really you feel that shit.
Yeah, I think that everyone that was nominated did a really good job. I mean, Idris Elba is like just a legit actor. Yeah. So, and he's done other stuff like this before, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, he did Knuckles, right?
I mean, he wasn't. Yeah, he did
Sonic.
Knuckles. I mean, he's done voice work. Yeah. And he was fucking funny as Knuckles.
I still haven't seen any of those movies.
They're good. They're fun.
They're
fun games. I mean, they're fun fun times. Yeah. I don't know why I said games.
Best audio design.
I think Idris Elba was the only person not there though.
Oh, really?
Out of all the people that were nominated, because they showed on camera all of them, like Yuri Rosenthal was in a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember that specifically because I was like, damn, I wanted to see just how close he looked to the character. Because remember how they redid the character model to look more like him, and I have not really seen him. I didn't really look him up.
No, he has a different.
So of course he was the one.
No, they switched it so it doesn't look like him.
No, I thought they switched it so it looked.
No, it's
more
a different. Hang on, Peter Parker. What'd you call it? It's not voiceover mod. Fucking mocap model.
No, it's like voice actor. Just Peter Parker. Just look up a picture. Yuri wasn't.
No, it's Ben Jordan is the face.
Oh yeah.
They made it look not like him.
Okay. Then I was thinking of the reverse.
Yeah.
So I guess it didn't matter they had a mask on him. I would probably have been like, holy shit.
Yeah, you'd be like, that doesn't look like him at all.
Yeah. All right.
Best audio. Oh, I didn't. Okay, well, hang on. Best audio design. Nominees: Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, and the winner Hi-Fi Rush. That makes sense. That game's like, I think like very audio based. All about
sound.
Yeah.
It's literally all about sound. All your attacks are tempo based and stuff. So I was actually surprised it didn't win the last one that we talked about where it was nominated for like the best audio or whatever.
Well,
like,
the last one it was innovation and accessibility. But there was one
there was
before
another
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the one before that. Then it was something to do with audio, and I was surprised it didn't win.
Then we have best score in music. Nominees were Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Hi-Fi Rush, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and the winner Final Fantasy 16. Shouts out! Finally beat Baldur's Gate at something. This might be like, oh no, it's not the only thing that they didn't win, but it is. There's only a couple that they did not win that they were nominated for.
Yeah, 2 or 3 max.
Best art direction. Nominees were Hi-Fi Rush, Tears of the Kingdom, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then winner Alan Wake 2, which I think makes sense. I've seen some footage of that game. It looks real wonky, real cool. Best narrative nominees were Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and the winner Alan Wake 2 again. I've heard the
I honestly cannot believe Baldur's Gate 3 didn't win this one.
Yeah.
It's all about narrative.
Yeah.
The whole game is about characters, stories, and stuff. So I was very surprised.
Best adaptation nominees were Castlevania Nocturne, which I haven't seen, Gran Turismo, which I haven't seen, Super Mario Bros. Movie,
which coming to Netflix this month though.
Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
I probably won't watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Super Mario Bros. Movie, which I did see, Twisted Metal, which I did not, and then Last of Us, which was the winner. Which makes sense.
I mean, it's definitely the best. It's definitely
everyone loved that
the best adaptation. Yeah, it's literally raised the bar for all the rest.
Yeah,
like Fallout's coming out next. If it's not similar quality, it's gonna be shit on by the community and by everyone.
Then we have best game direction. Nominees were Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then the winner Alan Wake 2. Which I don't really know what game direction means. I guess.
I think it means like the actual like. Isn't game director like one of the titles that's in the credits?
Oh, it's best game direction.
Yeah, but I feel like it's.
But then
shouldn't
it be
the
like
team in charge of it?
But then
did a really good job of.
Wouldn't it be like?
It out.
Wouldn't it be like how for best performance it was like Ben Starr and then in parentheses, so we're gonna be the game director.
No,
and
but
then
I think it's like the
parentheses.
whole team, so they're not gonna list like the
Oh.
team at the company. Like
Oh.
it's so because it's not like there's just one person. Like there's a director for a movie. I think it's like there's a game direction team. I
Yeah.
don't know exactly what it entails though, so
Yeah.
maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Everyone ignore me.
True. Game of the year, 2023 nominees were Alan Wake 2. Oh, it did get a Tears of the Kingdom was a nominee. Well, frick that game. Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, it was.
Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and everyone knows the winner, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, the guy wore his armor.
Yeah,
which
that was
did
cool.
For all of the, he wore that in every single one of their announcement things or like their community update. You remember how for Overwatch
That guy,
leader,
who was
Jeff,
that guy?
Jeff Kaplan?
That guy was cool as fuck.
He used to do like the community like announcements and stuff. This team did that, and that guy always wore the armor.
Yeah.
So before we switch over to
yeah.
announcements, yeah, are we good? That's what we're gonna do next, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we should address the two like hot button issues that came up.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot.
Like since we went through that, I want to make sure we got through the announcements. Like that's an important part. We talked about the games. There's like two things that are really, really like controversial, I guess, from the award show that I've been seeing online since it happened. The first one, the smaller one, is Chris Judge made a small joke, poked a little fun at Call of Duty. He was like, my 8-minute speech last year was longer than the Call of Duty campaign from this year. And like, I've seen some of the feedback online. A lot of the devs are coming out saying like, we were under crunch, like, in a year with massive layoffs, we're supposed to be celebrating developers and stuff. The Academy Awards is you celebrate movies, but the actors take shots at each other all the time because it's an audience thing. It's funny. And like, it's not like it was news to them. IGN's review was like a 4 out of 10. Game Informer was like similar. Everyone was reviewing it and saying it's a rehash of 2, which I didn't know this, but 3 was originally going to be like essentially DLC for Modern Warfare 2 or like an addition to it. And they decided to make it its own. Like Activision head honchos decided to make it its own game, sell it for $70. They had to rush it and produce it in half the time. And I do feel bad for the developers, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe it's mostly Activision's fault, but you released a product that is not that great.
Yeah.
So
the one that
people are going to make fun of it. They're going to ridicule it. Like
the one that pissed me off the most was one of the devs said, yeah, it's funny, but the metrics that Call of Duty absolutely destroys all of God of War games, probably combined, to be honest, is also equally laughable, if not more. And it's like, what do you mean? First of all, yeah, sure, maybe you have more concurrent players today because God of War is a story game and everyone fucking beat it. God of War was a nominee for Game of the Year. When is the last time Call of Duty even got a nomination for anything, let alone Game of the Year?
Yeah. I think it hasn't been since like Modern Warfare 2 that it started like getting considered Game of the Year stuff, because that was probably the last. Maybe Modern Warfare 3 was the last good campaign. I don't remember.
Well, if
but
Black
Call of
Ops
Duty
stuff
4
was after it, then I would say Black Ops.
Well, there's like Call of Duty. Damn, I can't remember the exact. It's like Call of Duty 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, I think Ghosts, Modern Warfare 3, and then Black Ops.
No, Black Ops was way before Ghosts.
Was it?
Ghost was like PS4. Black Ops 1 was PS3.
Okay. Well, then I mixed up the order between those two then. But I think Black Ops 1 came out like either between Modern Warfare 3 or it was the first game after Modern Warfare 3, and then maybe there was another one somewhere in there. And then, I mean, Black Ops 3 is like my low-key GOAT. Not GOAT. Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 are probably better. But I really like Black Ops 3. It was a lot of fun on the jetpacks and stuff. But yeah, like back to the point, they released Modern Warfare 3. It was a rehash of Modern Warfare 2, which is what it was supposed to be. And if it had released the way that they had initially intended it, it would have been reviewed fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But as a standalone game where they're asking people to pay $70 and they say that it's all this new stuff and it's not, like, and it was a harmless joke.
It was like as little of a, like, he could have been like, your game is bad, and that probably would have been warranted because it is probably bad. And he just said your campaign is short. That's it.
Yeah.
Which it is.
Like and no one, and I mean, I can't remember the last time people actually cared about a Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah.
Usually, even when get the full development cycle, they're like 5 hours long.
Yeah.
So no one cares about them anymore. People buy it and jump right into multiplayer. I used to beat the single player on every Call of Duty game before I would jump into multiplayer.
Mhm.
And I think that the last like 4 I bought, I didn't even look to see if there was a single player
You're cut
campaign
out. What
included at
happened?
all. So,
Oh, now you're back. You were cut out for a second.
oh, sorry. But basically, like what I was saying is, I can't remember the last time I looked to see if a Call of Duty campaign existed on the game that I bought.
Yeah.
I just don't care about them anymore. So, it's not even the main focus of the devs. So I don't know why they're so upset. If he was like, yeah, your multiplayer total garbage compared to all other multiplayer games on Earth, yeah,
Yeah.
like go ahead and be upset at him. But he
And
basically
then,
said the least played part of your game that you spend the least development time on and money was not long.
and then the
And then
other
the other thing.
which yeah, you can do.
So the other thing is that people are like breaking down timing of stuff and like statistics, and I think it was just 17%. Like 17% of the Game Awards are like 27%. I know there's a 7 and it doesn't start at the number. Not 70 something. Was dedicated to Game Awards. Like it's the Game Awards, and it was basically E3 Winter Edition, but E3 hasn't even existed for the last like 3 years, so it's really just Winter Showcase. Like what is the other Jeff Keighley thing? Summer Games Fest? It's like
Yeah.
Winter Games Fest. It seemed like he's trying to turn it into that a little bit, and I know we don't know how much creative control he has over it. That when every single year for the Game Awards, they say the Game Awards creator Jeff Keighley, like he created it. So I assume he still has a shit ton of creative control over it. But basically, I'm sure that most people notice this, but a lot of the stuff online is when developers who won awards were up there holding awards, the music started, which is like the get the fuck off the stage, 30 seconds in for all of them. They all had the same amount of time, which is fine. But 30 seconds is crazy short
Yeah.
when you're in an award show once a year. Like there are other award shows or like other awards that can hand it out, but not streamed to 20 million people or however many people watched it live.
Yeah.
This is essentially your chance to be seen in the industry, to thank people who spent years working on a game with you, and in Baldur's Gate 3's instance, to dedicate the award to someone who was an important member of the team who died during development. And they're literally getting rushed off the stage. There are videos of people panning the camera from the guy, like giving a heartfelt, this is dedicated to this guy who died, and panning over to see the teleprompter that says, please hurry, or like finish up soon or something, finish quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And the music starts playing. And then I think that would be fine if every single award had people go up on stage instead of just having like 5 at a time rattled off by Jeff Keighley off to the side. And some of them are major like genres, like best RPG, best indie game, best action adventure game. And then you also have like Matthew McConaughey coming out and spending like more time than developers get to thank people, talking about how he wasn't going to say all right, which is like he did say it, and then he joked about what they told him to say, which was pew pew pew, and then he introduced his game. Like he got like quadruple or octuple the time. And then you have like Kojima coming out to announce a game with Jordan Peele as like a collaborator. That's a great combination. But I feel like a lot of that stuff, like honestly, if they want to do a lot of that stuff, they should have a 2-day show where it's like the Game Awards and it's like the game announcements or something. I feel like that would be a better split. And I think that people are justified in roasting the show. And most people are actually targeting it right at Jeff Keighley because I think most people assume that he has creative control. I just think that 30 seconds, and I think it was an overreaction to Chris Judge's speech last year. But like, give people, I think 8 minutes is too long of a speech for sure in any award show. But 30 seconds is too little. You get up there, like maybe you're emotional, especially like the actor when he won for his performance. Like that's an emotional thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put your heart and soul into this character and you're recognized for it. And like you're like flustered on stage. And by the time you get your composure, you're being rushed off the stage. Like when you think, I need to thank these people, I need to talk about the team that was behind this. So I think that it's justified critique of the show. And I think that they need to change something in a big way next year for it. Also, a little bonus round. The Steam Deck giveaway, the site was down for scheduled maintenance during the show when Jeff Keighley announced to go there and sign and enter if you haven't done it already, because I didn't know it was live before the show. So I go to the website and it's just down for scheduled maintenance, and then when you get in, it says 4-hour wait. And the last drawing is like an hour after the show's done, and the show is going to be done 2 hours from then. I did manage to get in, but that's just ridiculous. I mean, come on. Especially if it really was scheduled maintenance. Plan that shit better.
It's crazy.
But the real one is the timing thing. I think is the biggest critique that's coming out.
The only thing that's like, well, one, I don't know. I think when your show gets this big, I genuinely don't think he has that much creative control anymore. Because yeah, he created it. It's sponsored by so many different things now. He probably has like a CEO specifically for the Game Awards. I don't think he has. I think he has creative control. I don't know if he has exact creative control on that type of shit. So I think like that's the only thing that I don't know. But like, yeah, I think 30 seconds is way too short. They should probably at least get I think he should at least get like a minute, at least.
Yeah, I think 1 minute is solid, and then because then the music starts playing and people stay on stage anyway.
Yeah,
and that might be their thought, but it just seems like they're so pushed off the stage. You know, it like I think do a minute, the music starts, and then 15 seconds after the music starts, flash down the teleprompter, be like, please hurry up, we have to move on to the next thing, and don't even just say please finish. Like, I don't know, just make it nicer, maybe for these people, so that they don't feel like they're being berated for taking the time to thank like people that are close to them, people that worked on the project that aren't necessarily going to get to go up on stage ever in their lives and deserve recognition. So
we are at 51 minutes, so we gotta like.
I know you have something soon. I think that we can just basically kind of announce the announcements, and we'll talk about
the ones that
maybe a
we
little bit
care
more in
about.
depth, our big titties, and then the ones that we care, and then the other ones that we care about. Yeah, because there are some that we just don't give a shit about. Neither one of us has played Monster Hunter.
That's what I was just about to say. For example, Capcom announces Monster Hunter Wilds coming 2025. Could it be cool? Yeah. Would I try it if my friends want to play it? Sure.
If people expect it to be like the worlds of this generation or Monster Hunter World, which everyone loved.
Yeah.
But I've never played them. It looks cool. The world looks cool, but you have to dedicate like hundreds of hours to these games.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to play a game like that, at least not right now when I don't have time and I have a bunch of other games to play.
Yeah.
But I respect them. Because it's their 40th anniversary too, I think, of Capcom existing as a company.
Yeah. I think so.
So yeah, props to them. They've been going strong. They make good games.
Yeah. We have the Kojima Jordan Peele combo that we mentioned earlier. Crazy good combo. It's probably
a good combo.
If it's not a walking simulator, it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I was about to say it's walking simulator.
Because here's the thing. I mean, yes, Kojima hasn't done much. I think he only has done Death Stranding since leaving Konami.
Yeah.
But you're not
one for one with years.
Yeah, you're not 1 for 1 with that game. So.
Yeah.
We'll see. The one that I have a little bit of beef about, and I'm getting a little bit of slack on my stream for having beef with this, is the God of War Ragnarok DLC. I think it's a little dumb. It comes out in 2 days at the time of recording. This will probably it was out for a year when you guys see this.
Definitely not. Definitely not. All right. Go.
But basically, it's just it's free, which is cool, I guess. But it's just a roguelite, which I just don't think everything needs to have a roguelite.
It's the classic case of trying to ride the wave.
Yeah.
They're in the wave at least it didn't get to push back in development hell for like years, and then it comes out after the wave is done, and then it's like, why the fuck even release it? But if it doesn't advance the story in a big way, which if they really said that the next games are going to focus on Atreus and he's not in it, like it's not going to advance the story really.
Yeah, I don't know. I was getting beef because everyone was like, oh, it's free though, and it might be good, and it's like, sure, it might be good, but it's like, if I'm gonna play a roguelite, I'm probably gonna play Hades. I'll play Hades 2. I'll play The Binding of Isaac. There's so many incredible roguelites out there that like I feel like even if this is good, it seems like the type of thing I would play maybe a week, and that's generous, and then never touch it again.
Yeah. Once or twice, and for free DLC, that's enough, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not super hyped for it. I'm glad that they're still working on it, because I think that they said no DLC ever when they first released the game.
That's what like.
You think they were forced into it?
No, I think like I don't like. If you were still working on this game, you could have been doing, because like I don't know if they ever said the Atreus thing. Like I think it's gonna be Kratos and Freya in a new mythology. I would assume in a new game, but either way, why don't we get an Atreus DLC then? Because I don't want to spend a whole game with the guy, but I'll spend like a 20-hour DLC with him, 10
Maybe
hour,
that's what I was
20 hour.
thinking.
Like
Maybe
I
that's what
would
was
love
thinking,
that instead. So it's like if a whole team is working on this DLC, which either one, the God of War Santa Monica team was working on the roguelike, which means it might not be that good because they've never done a roguelite, or they outsourced it, which means they weren't working on the roguelite, which means they could have been working on something else. Either way, I think like a story DLC of Atreus would have been cool.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. I think that we said that
Yeah,
if
we
we
said
see more
that.
Atreus, it should be DLC. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I was thinking then. So we said that was not them. All right. Yeah, I gotta work on my memory. Clearly.
No, he doesn't need to work on his memory. He's literally calling specific lines from Yu-Gi-Oh. He hasn't watched it in fucking like 30 years or whatever. And
I remember the events. I remember some of the lines. Just they stand out. But
and
I mean,
I
they
was
might be
literally
different in Japanese, which is funny.
I was watching a duel, and I was like, "This is fucking stupid." And he was like, "Just wait till you get to the end of the duel." He just knows specifically what happens.
Yeah, and I do want to rewatch it because I only really do that for like the first 2 arcs,
Yeah.
like the first 2 seasons, and then I lose it. Yeah.
But yeah, so then we have Marvel's Blade, which I'm excited for.
Yeah. Hyped.
It's made by Dishonored and Deathloop.
Yep.
The only concern, I'm not kidding. They've mentioned that it could potentially be an Xbox exclusive. I would consider buying an Xbox for this game.
I find that so weird. I would find that I mean, I know that Marvel, like Sony has the Spider-Man license, so they are the ones that get the games. But they're also going to be exclusive for Wolverine because Insomniac is a studio owned by Sony. So like Marvel's already put their eggs in the Sony basket.
Yeah.
So don't go exclusive on another platform.
I think the only reason I don't think
is that it'll be on Game Pass.
Yeah, I think it would at least be a PC. I don't think it would be exclusive to.
Nothing is exclusive to Xbox. I think that Phil Spencer has actually officially said that.
Oh, okay. Then no, I wouldn't buy an Xbox for this.
Everything, like the whole point of it is like it's the Windows or like the Microsoft ecosystem, and computers will get the games that Xbox gets.
Oh, okay.
So
then, yeah. But yeah,
I think they said that. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll change tact in the future if they decide to, but I don't think it's likely.
Yeah. They said it's going to be a mature single-player third-person game set in the heart of Paris. Which Blade, I've never seen any of the movies. I've heard they're great, but he needs to be mature. It's a very like violent character.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very excited.
Daywalker.
Have you seen the movies?
I have seen Blade 3 with Ryan Reynolds.
They were before my time.
Yeah, they had Triple H as like Dracula.
Really?
Yeah, and he had a little vampire dog that that he loved. But they were fun. I'm sure. I didn't see the first 2, but I mean they made 3. They must have done well. I am excited for it though. I like that Marvel is expanding itself into games, kind of the same way that James Gunn said that DC is going to consider like the games part of the DCU. I feel like there is going to be a video game universe that Marvel makes official at some point, and it's going to include all these games that are coming out, and it'll be
the only one that I don't know. So I don't know, because you would think like so we know for sure Wolverine takes place in the same universe as Spider-Man. I think if the game comes out and it's called Marvel's Blade, like how the early reveal trailer said, that could potentially be a sign. Like maybe all of them that are called Marvel's this, Marvel's that. Maybe those are all in the same universe. I don't know, but would be very cool, and I'm very excited. I haven't played Dishonored or Deathloop. I've heard Dishonored's incredible. I think I heard Deathloop was good.
It's been on my list forever. I have it just over here. It's not even a long game. I just have to play it at some
point. Sega announced like 5 new games in development. I don't. They're remake or they're not remakes, right? They're like new games.
I think they're all existing series, but I don't know if they're remakes, remasters, or if they're just.
Are they coming out on one disc? Like, I don't know. Is it like a pack? I don't know.
I think that people were saying they announced 5 different games, so I think it's 5 full releases. That's my assumption right now.
I didn't really hear of this one too much. The Finals or Embarks. The Finals embark. Oh, the Finals is the name of the game. Embarks is the company.
That launched the right after
Shadow
the day
dropped,
after. Yeah, Shadow dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a competitive shooter. Cool. Whatever.
I saw some streamers playing it, but I didn't watch, so I gotta take a look. Yeah.
No Man's Sky announced a new game, which if they learn what they did from No Man's Sky and it launches good, it has potential, I think.
Since it's one planet, the only comment I have is it definitely needs to be more MMO-like, I guess. Beast Smells actually said this in a chat on the side because he played a bunch of No Man's Sky when he had COVID.
Hmm.
It definitely needs to be more focused since it's not a whole galaxy that you're exploring. Like it needs to be way more detailed.
Yeah.
And to be honest, what they did show, it looks almost like they brought like James Cameron's Avatar to life,
Mhm.
kind of. Like it looks like they're going in that direction. It's not Earth. It's like a fantastical version of Earth.
Yeah.
So it could be very cool. I actually am a little bit excited for it. I'm just scared that they're gonna go the same route where they release. It's a team of 12 people working on it.
Hmm.
That's not a lot of people. So that is the part that scares me.
Then we have Final Fantasy 16 DLC announced, which one of them shadow dropped. Echoes of the Fallen came out that day. And then the Rising Tide is coming out in spring 2024. They all take place before the final battle because obviously Final Fantasy does what Final Fantasy always did, and when you clear your save, you're before the final battle.
Mm-hmm. Just a Square Enix trend, really.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'll probably play both of them. I love that game. Rise of the Ronin gets a March 2024 release date. I don't know much about this game, but it's Team Ninja, and Team Ninja did Neo, and
It
Neo
looked
was
fucking cool.
Neo's roguelike, I think.
I just like saw like either a longer trailer or like I just saw the trailer and I missed it because I was walking the dogs or something. That game looks fucking cool. You got like a glider, like you do Sekiro style launching yourself up, and then you the glider, you glide down and stuff. And the combat looks very, very Sekiro like,
Good.
which I know
love
you were
Sekiro.
a fan of. Yeah.
Skull and Bones, I don't know. It says after half a dozen delays, it has another release date.
Yeah. After yeah, that game is like if it finally comes out, holy shit, it better be amazing.
There's a new game from the people who made Life is Strange, which people love that game. Called Lost Records Bloom and Rage. It'll probably be cool. I know that people love Life is Strange. And then my big titty, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero gets a proper reveal. I still haven't watched the trailer.
That's a hefty titty. Yeah.
It is a big one. It's full of milk. This is Budokai Tenkaichi 4 basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love the name change. I feel like Budokai Tenkaichi 4 just rolls off the tongue.
I think it's like a little bit too much for Western audiences, probably.
Yeah.
The Budokai Tenkaichi. This is more Western.
Sparking, I think Budokai translates to sparking, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think they tacked on 0 to say like, hey, anyone can start here. Instead of calling it 4, and then it's like, hey, do I have to play 3 type thing?
Yeah.
But one of the things
it's not like a soft reboot. Yeah. Maybe they're going for. Yeah.
It's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna like do like story. From like almost like Kakarot type thing. I know a lot of the old like Budokai Tenkaichis, they had like a what if mode, which was cool.
Yeah. That's where they would throw the like movie stuff in too. Yeah. I think. Like you would have Broly in there and Turtles and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm very excited for this. Budokai Tenkaichi always had like huge casts. They always like prided themselves on that, I feel like. So I'm very excited.
I think it'll be literally every character. We might even get manga exclusive characters.
Yeah.
I feel like they would do that.
Moro, yeah, that would be cool.
Moro, Gas. What's his name? Gas or something? Yeah. I think that we might get that. I'm sure the GT will be thrown in because it just is.
Yeah.
We literally saw Jiren in the trailer. So they definitely have, blue, like we saw blue. We saw them go blue, so they got the gods and everything. And the combat looks like Kakarot, which is a plus for me.
Yeah. I'm considering buying Kakarot on Steam because I never played the DLC, and it's on sale right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we got Fortnite Rocket Racing new trailer. That's already out. It's fun. I can see it getting very old. It's basically Mario Kart with no items.
Yeah, and Rocket League controls, right? Because it was like made by that dev.
No, it's like Rocket League controls a little bit, but like you drift, which you don't drift in Rocket League.
But you have the boosters and stuff as you launch
from
yourself.
Drifting.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's fun. I like that it gives you normal battle pass XP because they have missions that are pretty easy. There's a new game from the developers of Ori and the Blind Forest, which I heard was good. But it's gonna be a Diablo-like ARPG, and I think Ori was like platformer. So who knows if that's good, but cool.
I've never been a huge fan of the PoE and
Yeah, me
Diablo
neither.
style dungeon crawler stuff, but
A team of ex-BioWare developers revealed a new sci-fi RPG called Exodus,
yeah.
which could be cool if it's like old like Mass Effect.
Yeah, the ex BioWare developers really give you hope.
Well,
It's like the
sometimes they
ones that were
leave.
good and left,
Yeah,
right? Like you hope. It's like the same way that the old head of Blizzard started Dreamhaven or whatever. Like he
yeah.
took a bunch of Blizzard devs. You would hope he took just the best ones,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So they didn't show too much of it, but I'm a little excited for that one. I don't know, like space is like a big thing right now. It seems
Yeah,
like everything has Mass Effect vibes.
yeah. Um, they showed Big Walk, which is the team behind Untitled Goose Game, which I've never been into, but
It looks so weird.
yeah.
Like I get that it's gonna have a following of hardcore diehard fans, but it looked really weird to me.
Um, there was so there was some lady named Ikumi Nakamura who she left Tango Gameworks and is making a game called Kemuri, which is
Mm.
an action game apparently.
Yeah, based on like Egyptian gods and stuff. It looked pretty cool, but it was all
This is
it
Egyptian
wasn't
gods. This
gameplay.
guy's wearing like a.
Not Egyptian. No, Japanese. Oh, did I say
Oh, you said
Egyptian?
Egyptian,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh,
I think it's like Japanese
okay.
style gods and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
cool. Dead by Daylight. Who
looks
cares?
it looked cool. Yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, DBD.
Jurassic Park Survival. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Honestly, Jurassic Park, people love that universe, so I think that no matter what, as long as it's not like an old school licensed
Oh, well,
title
this is
that's
cool. It says
total
so.
crap.
Apparently, there was a game called Jurassic Park Survival, which was canceled in the early 2000s. So we don't know if it's a revival of that game or if it's just an entirely new game. But if it was a revival for that game, that could be a cool concept.
It sounds like you're going to be playing like as a character who gets lost in the park when the dinosaurs get free or something, and you're going to be trying to survive and shit. And that sounds cool. It's the reason people like the movies.
Yeah. There's a new game in the Mana series, Visions of Mana, which I've never played, but I've heard good things about it. I should probably check it out.
I've only ever played Secrets of Mana, but this looks. I mean, it just looks like Square JRPG kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which obviously generally a good combination.
Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga. I don't know what that is. Yosef Fares Brothers A Tale of Two Sons is getting a remake. Never heard of Brothers A Tale of Two Sons, I'm going to be honest.
I've heard of it, but I never played it.
Former Payday developer reveals Den of Wolves. Cool, I guess. Black Myth Wukong, which I've heard of this game.
Based on Journey to the West.
Yeah, could be cool.
It definitely looks like a Souls-like.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. And I know that they tried to make like a game that was in the spirit of Journey to the West a while ago that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks like legit the story brought to life, and it's like I guess one of the most famous Asian stories of all time.
Yeah.
So it was like I think it was written in like the 1600s though.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet you it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like super out there.
And then your big titty, Tales of Kenzera Zhao, is coming April 2023 or April 23rd, 2024.
Fuck yeah. This is from the guy who voiced Bayek from Assassin's Creed Origins. You love this guy.
Yes, sir.
Started a game studio. He got up on stage and he talked about how like he like was big in the gaming with his dad, and his dad passed away I think like 4 years ago or something, and that this was like an homage to his dad and his relationship to his dad. And it goes into like a lot of African roots. It looks like that new I think Prince of Persia style game with the time and stuff. Like the side scroller, very cartoonish animation and like cell shaded kind of style. It looks so cool that we don't know a lot about it, but based on the gameplay, it looks kind of like the gameplay style like Metroid Dread and not Assassin's Creed, the Prince of Persia, like the kind of game in that universe and stuff. So I am very excited. That's my big titty because I was just shocked by how much I thought that the game was really cool. Small bonus is it says like it's in collaboration with Critical Role. So that's like a small bonus. I assume that they're just voice actors in the game.
Yeah.
But maybe they they added some sort of maybe like D&D or role playing aspects to it that helped him out because they're the masters of that basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Then we got Palia, which is an MMO coming to Switch or debut on Switch. Outlast Trials is coming to console. Rise of the Golden Idol, As Dusk Falls, Last Sentinel, Zenless Zone Zero, which I think is a new Genshin Honkai-esque game, if I'm not mistaken. It's coming in 2024. New Warhammer 40k.
Looked good. Looked cool. I'm sure Henry Cavill will play it. So
maybe you should play it and like get online with him, befriend him.
Let me tell you something. If that was possible, if I ever actually found out, like if all of a sudden he was like, "Yeah, we can meet up in person. Like, come to this film shoot."
Yeah. Oh, he loves.
I would never be flaccid again.
Mecha Break. Cool, I guess. The First Descendant. Exoborn, which is a shooter. Frick, it looks dumb. That's one of the trailers I did see. Guilty Gear Strive added a new character, whatever. Banishers, Ghosts of Eden. The First Berserker, Kazan. I only see a thumbnail of it, but it looks cool. Supernatural, or no, Unusual June. A supernatural game, cell shaded art, cool.
That one looked okay. I don't know. It didn't look like my style. The Usual June one. I don't know. I don't remember a ton of these. I'm not remembering.
Yeah,
I watched the whole show.
Yeah, I watched like an hour, so I'm not recognizing a lot of this. Pony Island 2, Harmonium the Musical, a new Dead Cells studio game called Windblown.
That looked cool. Like it looked like Dead Cells, but with 2 like NPC helpers, or maybe like it's going to be 3-player or something.
Thrasher looks cool, very like music based. Seems like World of Goo 2, Ark Knights
15 years in the making.
World of Goo.
I mean, I think that was like a PSP game or something. World of Goo.
Oh yeah, it says it came out in 2008.
Yeah, it's long time ago.
Ark Knights Endfield coming to PS5. And then the big one that I think is fucking stupid is there's a new trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It's crazy.
I was gonna bring this up, yeah.
The whole reason it got delayed is because people were mad at the live service stuff. And then now it came out that like, hey, there's gonna be an offline single player mode, but it's not gonna be available at launch. Okay.
Also, the game looks like it still has all the remnants of like live service stuff.
Yeah.
And
I think the main thing that's stupid, they made everyone a shooter, which is dumb. Like, why is fucking King Croc shooting shit?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. When
Boomerang makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
even what's his guy? Bloodshot, Deadsport, whoever the fuck that is.
Deadshot or whatever. Yeah.
The one that I think is a little, I think this is just an example of like how like, yeah, we can have hopes for games, but like a good developer does not mean shit. Because like this is that came out with Arkham Knight, great game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like one
Teams
of my
can go downhill.
Yeah, one of my friends was like, oh, Rockstar has never let me down. GTA 6 is gonna be great. I'm sure it's gonna be great, but like the trailer they showed us basically nothing. Like
the trailer was hilarious though, because there are side-by-side comparisons of the inspiration they took from real videos. Like those characters are all just real videos from Florida. What? Oh, he said keep talking. Keep talking. Yeah, the videos or the clips they showed us were real like Florida man videos. So you have like the woman holding 2 things and like saying, "Oh, look who's fucking back" or whatever. And they have the real video. The guy who has all the tattoos on his face, like the guy that actually was the inspiration for that, is I think like upset that they used his likeness, even though it's totally different tattoos. So I don't think that he will have much of a case. The girl on top of twerking on top of the car, the people in the mud, you know, the big fat dude in the mud and like the girls in the mud. They have all of these real videos that are inspiration for it. So I think that GTA 6's trailer was hilarious for that reason. And the game, I saw the game map, and people are saying like we'll be playing this game for the next 20 years. The map looks huge. They showed it side by side to GTA 5's map, and it looks like at least twice as big. With
Dude,
a
I burned my
lot of
pasta sauce.
you son of a bitch.
It's like it's actually fucked. I think I have to throw away the whole pot. I'm not kidding.
Why we did want to end early for a reason.
Oh my
And we had to keep going.
god. Oh no. My whole house smells like burnt.
Damn. You should have done that run a while ago. I
I
didn't realize that you
know.
were ending for that, for the sauce. I thought you were done with the sauce.
No, I
when we
was letting
started.
it. No, I was letting it simmer, but I think I had the heat too
Oh.
high when I let it simmer.
Mhm.
Oh no.
Damn, damn, that sucks. It does suck.
It does
I mean-
suck.
I mean, first world problems, but it does suck. Yeah.
Well, that was basically all the announcements. I think there was like get the fuck out game, StarCraft like game. But yeah,
Well, from ex Blizzard devs too.
yeah,
They showed that at Summer Games Fest too.
yeah.
So it looks interesting. I mean, it's an RTS made by RTS fans. RTS is like basically a dying genre.
Yeah.
So it's cool that there's someone breathing life into it. Hopefully, you can make a comeback.
But yeah, I guess that's gonna end. I'm gonna go save my house then from burning down.
Yeah, I probably need to play with my pups. Take them on a walk if it's not raining.
But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for today.
All right. Well, it's my episode, so
Yeah.
I'll do the sign off. What can we leave to the audience?
was
What were
your
your thoughts
favorite
on the Game
game
Awards?
That was announced, or yeah, was
yeah,
any
favorite
was any
announcement?
was any award not deserved, or do you think something else should have won?
Yeah, was there an upset? Was there a snub? A lot of people are pointing out how Spider-Man 2 won 0 awards but was nominated for 7.
Yep.
So let us know your thoughts on everything that came out.
Yep.
And the drama too. Whether you agree with it, disagree with it, what your reasons are. If anyone knows any more details than us on if Jeff Keighley has full creative control over this event anymore or what.
Yep.
Yeah. Do our research for us. Thank you. We appreciate it. Anyway, you didn't hear it here first. You didn't hear it here last, though. That's the key. You heard it here. ... eventually.